I know. Your sister got 2.25%. Your coworker locked in at 3%. As rates are going above 5%, it can feel really defeating. But let me tell you, your uncle who bought a house in the 80s at 12% is going to have no sympathy for you. Mortgage rates are on the rise, but what does that really mean? Mortgage rates are on the rise. The Fed has already been very open about the fact that they're going to raise rates at least 6 times, and they've already raised it a few this year so far. As rates are climbing into 5% and maybe on their way towards 6%, it can make you feel panicked. It can make you think that you missed the boat when rates were so low 2 years ago. And to be honest, yeah, you're not going to get 2 or 3% right now. But historically, 5% is still ridiculously cheap money to borrow. In fact, as you look over the past decades, 5% is still one of the lowest rates we've seen in over 40 years. Like I said before, in the 80s, if you got 11 or 12%, you were thrilled. Can you imagine right now if rates got in double digits? So you're saying to me, Lindsey, all right, great, they're historically low, but what does it mean for me? Let's talk about how this rate increase directly affects your mortgage and monthly payment. Because that's what we're talking about here. Most people, when they buy a house, it's not necessarily the entire budget that they're worried about. What they're worried about is that entire budget and how it comes down to a monthly payment, because that's how the vast majority of us budget. Per month, can I afford this amount? What I want you to consider is that for every 1% that mortgage rates go up, your buying power drops 10%. Here's an example. If you're approved for $300,000 and the rates are 4.5%, if the rate goes up to 5.5% for the same monthly payment that you were making at that 4.5% on $300K, you can now buy a house for $270,000. Don't panic. Yes, I know rates are higher. You may have lost some of your buying power, but the market is not set to crash right now. And the reason? Inventory is way too low. In our area alone, we have about 4 weeks of inventory. If these same numbers and rates were happening and we had 4 months of inventory, I would definitely be advising you that a correction may be coming. But at this point, the longer you wait, the more you're going to pay in interest, the higher house prices are going to go, the less house you're going to get for your money. Mortgage rates are up. They're going to continue to rise. The Fed has made it no secret that rates are going to go up, and it's their effort to try to increase interest rates to work against inflation. What we know historically is that the Fed always overcorrects, so those rates are going to keep climbing for quite a bit. How does that affect you? If you're on the fence, pick a side. Either settle in and prepare to rent with extremely high rent increases and no end in sight, and then wait and see what happens, or make a decision, get with a lender, get with a realtor, buy a house right now. The longer you wait, the more you're going to pay in interest, in price, and it's not going to end anytime soon. The market is shifting in the sense that the appreciation we've seen of 8%, 10%, 18%, that's going to go away. It's going to be more like 2 or 3%, which will feel like a slowdown, but that's still an increase. Don't wait. The crash isn't coming, the inventory's not there, and it's going to take a long time for us to catch up. And just remember, with that 2 to 3% appreciation, today's $300,000 house is going to be $309,000 next year, and $318,000 the year after that. No, that's not as massive of an increase as we've seen, but it's still an increase. Why would you wait? Bottom line, it's time to make a decision. If you're on the fence and you can't decide what to do, you can either continue renting and watch your prices go up and up and up year over year, or you can get in front of a lender and get a house right now before rates and prices increase even more. And if you're curious whether or not moving this summer is a mistake, I've got a great video that you've got to check out. I'm Lindsey Johnson, your resource for all things real estate. See you next time.